Okay, this is a control system for a Haysen bagger, and I'm going to make two videos. This first video is going to just give you an overview of what's included in the operation, and then I'll drill into it with a second video. So what we have here, three main components: the control panel, back panel, that goes into the main enclosure with all the controls, new controls. Then you've got the front panel, operator buttons, and the touchscreen. And the third component is the fixture, okay? And that connects to the pole belts, and I've got a simulated registration sensor here, and this motor then goes up to the registration roller. So let's get started here. I'm going to go into a little more detail on the components. The PLC, Allen Bradley. You got a temperature module and output module, circuit breakers, and you got power supplies, terminals, relays, solid state relays for heaters, fuses, and then the two motor drives, and all your field connections come down here. Okay, and let's go over here. Here's your operator screen. I'm still getting legend plates: start, stop, power, and emergency stop. We'll go a little closer here. So I wrote Advanced Tech VFFC, Vertical Form Fill Seal Controls. And the blue buttons are all navigation buttons that take you to the screen. So on this button, I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit power. And I can actually hit film feed. And if you look, I don't know if you can see or not. I should put some tape on there, but it's moving right now. And so it's track left, track right, and I've got relays for that. I don't know if you can see these come on or not. Yeah, you can. Okay, track left, track right for your tracking motor. And then you can go continuous or single, and you can go empty or full. Okay? And that's the control on the main page. It's intended so that once you're in operation, you stay on this page. Okay, all the other pages are really for setup. So we'll quickly go through these. You have speed. You can set your speed. I've got 35 in here. Run it right up to 70 or 80 if you want. I'm going to go to bag here. This sets your bag length and your placement. If registration is off, there is no placement, right? If registration's on, you have placement. And then there's this film setup button, which is kind of handy. You push this and the film goes until it stops when it sees a mark. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go to, I have this jog here, and I can jog one or the other or both. Okay. It's really much the same as film feed, but in the difference is that, let's say you have a slop between your roller and your belts, you can turn on just the pole belts and tighten that up, you know. And then I might as well go to manual valves here. So with these, you can turn on either pulse or hold each one of the valves: the jaw, the knife, the flat, and the stager, blah blah blah, all the way through. Okay, so we have timing. Let me go through that. So everything runs on 0 to 360. Although the way I've done this is 0 to 120 is reserved for the film pull. Doesn't matter the size of the bag, that's always 0 to 120. So everything starts at 120 and finishes by 360. So you on and off time. You can turn a particular thing on or off if you want to. Okay, so you got what, 5 here, another 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I have a spare in there. And so you can tie in, you know, printers, whatever the heck you want, hole punch, or who knows, whatever you've got on the machine, you know. So that's your timing. Let's look at faults here. So you've got some typical ones. Jaw jam. If you miss 2 eye marks, it'll stop. You get a low spool, it'll stop. The way I've done low spool is it'll actually stop, but you push the button, it'll give you 10 more. You push it again, it gives you 10 more. So you can use up your film, which is nice. Oh, this comes out of here. That's for another job. Auger jam. Okay, if your servos are in good shape, and then if your temperature are within spec, then you get the green light. And that's kind of good, because if your temperature is out of range, and you can set that range, in fact, let's do that next. you know, you don't want to be making bags if your temperature's out of whack. So I just set up one loop for now, 150 degrees. There you go, 149. There's an indicator that comes on here. In fact, let's do that. 150. Let's say 155. That indicator should come on. Yeah, see, it's trying to get up there to 155 now. So if I go to alarms here, I got 10 degrees above and 10 degrees below. So it's 20 degree swing on that, and it's valid. If it goes outside of that, you get a fault. Okay. Let's see. Recipe. This is these recipes are built into the screen. Oh, okay. This is the last job. Okay, I have to set up the typical recipe. They wanted something special, so I'll get that set up. Heat. Oh, we went to heat. I'm sorry. Feeder. Okay. So I just set up this yesterday. So feeder type. I've set this up. You toggle this scale or auger. If it's auger, it's quite simple. It's just a relay closure, and you know, so many milliseconds after the start of the cycle, and that's all there is to it, right? If it's a scale, it's a little more involved. So I went to another page here, and the scale setup. There's two modes. There's a pacer mode. I can get into that more, and a direct mode. Right now we're in pacer mode, and there's just one setting. And like I say, I'll show more of that later. Oop. This is something I'll go back into more later. Okay, I think I've showed enough for the first round here. Let's go ahead and run this. Speed 35. Oh, we'll go ahead and run it here. Okay, let's go over and take a look. Now I've got placement on right now. See that little mark? Notice where it is right now. Okay, and this one's going as well. You can see registration roller. They're in sync with each other. And if I go to bag setup and placement, notice where it was. I'm going to go to 1 inch. That's 2.5 inches. 1 inch. Let's take a look. See that? Stopped early. Now if I take a marker of some type here, this is an amazingly accurate stopping position. Even at high speeds, it's pretty darn good. So that's one thing I'm happy with. Okay, I think I'll cover more details in the next video.